I'm your host, Edward Mbeche, or Ed Blaze as known, the CEO and founder of Helen Super App. Today, I have my friend Sampson. He was late. No, he was not late,
No,
but I gotta blame someone, right? How are you, Sampson?
you.
You good?
I'm good.
Yeah. I don't know why it went again into the delayed mode for some reason. Every time you speak, you're a little bit delayed. I don't know if it's just a different window or is are you using the link or you using like a Facebook, like where you're streaming from?
I'm you.
Sorry, can you say again?
Huh?
Are you using are you streaming directly on the link or you open like a what do you call like a what do you call like a Facebook? Are you streaming from Facebook? Are you streaming from uh, for
No,
some reason
from the link email.
from the link that you got from the email, right? All right,
hmm
let's see what happened. All right, that's good. Let's see. For some reason, is something sound fine, sometimes it disappear. All right, Samson, how you been, man? You been good?
I've been good. Um, you we getting reacclimated to being outside again.
Yeah, I know, right? Um, and I know with the whole pandemic going on, and then did you get a chance to be performing outside? Like everybody was performing outside for some comedy and stuff like that.
I did a few outside gigs, and on Zoom, we were doing a lot of Zoom shows. But I did enough to make sure that I didn't get rusty. I didn't get rusty, but I think I just did enough to kind of stay in the loop, but give me an opportunity to chill out. Because
Yeah,
comedy requires a lot of you,
yeah.
and so I needed a break, and it paid the break for me.
Do you know how it's funny? Like I didn't get to try that because I pulled myself out of the comedy. Um, like performing like online, it'd be funny because it's like you can't really like how do you hear people laugh? Because probably you gotta put them on mute first so you can perform. So it's like how do you get to listen to people laughing their jokes?
Well, that went a couple of different ways. It could be if people on there and the kids running around in the background and jokes while you're trying to perform, so you on there telling jokes
Mhm.
and people got to hear them going, what did he say?
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
and then a couple of gigs for like from home.
Yeah.
They were having like their regular conferences and stuff, and I did one for this one business, and they were horrible.
Yeah. Yeah.
They had, which is of course with comedy we kind of rely on that back and forth. Muted and um, so you just look at them, the same this, and they were just all sitting there looking like this.
Like, are you done? Like, are you
Yeah, are
done?
you done? And
Are you?
so then that's when you just flip names on. You start calling their names out. Be like, well, fuck you too, Susan.
I know that's messed up, man. That's the comment, man. You gotta go through so much stuff.
Yeah, it's a
So
good
let's do
time.
this. I know we jumped in and start talking, and I really appreciate for you being here. And just on a personal note, I know you went through some stuff, but it's like it's good. So we're not gonna get into that kind of but let's do this. Let's give people a history a little bit, like to get to know who's Samson. Like, where are you from, Samson? And who is Samson? Like, okay, let's say me and you we just met on a plane. We were sitting next to each other. Hopefully, you're not gonna be talking too much as a first time meeting.
No.
and I go like, "Hey, nice meeting you, Sampson. What do you do?"
Oh, yeah. So what do I do? I do a lot of things. It depends on the person. Some people, if they find out you do comedy, they want you to be, and you know, I'm funny if you relax and let me. I just find that it doesn't work too well if somebody puts trying to be funny. I've never had to try to be funny. I just am. So if that question comes up, I never tell boys like, you know, I probably talk more about I'm a consultant, or I am a producer or something like produce. I produce films. I produce comedy shows.
Yeah.
And then I think when you come at it from that angle, because they don't immediately expect for you to be a clown.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's the angle.
Mm-hmm. Oh, if I was you, I'd be like, let me see your phone, and like, okay, Google this name. Let them Google so they can read that themselves. Like, read this, see, right? All right, let's do this. So give like a little bit of history, like where you from, like where you grew up, like, you know, and then we're gonna jump into this. Like we known each other for over 10 years now, and we're gonna find out why, as your friend, and like I don't know if like, so you get like, there's a lot of article they write about you. They say this gay comedian Sampson, and then so there's this, and now, as you know me, you know my stance is always like, stop calling him gay comedian, just call him a funny comedian, because this guy is a funny comedian, whatever, right? So let's go back. Let's talk about where you grew up, and and then we're gonna go into like how we met and all that stuff.
Okay, so I'm from Southeast DC. That's where I grew up at. I am from Northeast DC, but I grew up in Northeast, and then we moved to when I turned about 14 or 15. That's where I grew up at. I spent most of my the latter part of my adolescence in Southeast, and my roots in North Carolina, and I used to claim North Carolina a lot more. I still do. I am all the way from DC for sure.
All right, let's do this. We're gonna try one thing. I just sent you an email. Can you see if you got the email, or maybe you don't have access to it? I want to make sure you got the email first. If you do, because they keep popping in and out, I want to see if you can close everything and open the link on your email. Maybe you come that way, because it's still coming in and out. I don't know why, and I want to make sure people get the good quality of the interview.
Okay, I'm gonna leave it back.
Yeah. Close everything, like all the browser, and just click the link. Start from the link.
Back.
Okay, guys, as we wait for Sampson to come back, because they keep coming in and out. Hopefully you guys also listening okay, and hopefully that will solve it, and then we can kind of pick it up the interview again. We got a lot of questions for Sampson, and he's awesome. So okay, let's see, he's back. Let's see, there we go. Do you want to switch the angle, so because it's taking like that, maybe? Yep. Here we go. Perfect. All right, now let's see. All right, welcome back. All right, let's see this. Can you hear me okay now?
I can hear you.
Okay, perfect. All right, so yeah, you were talking about growing up in Northwest DC.
I'm from Northeast.
Northeast. Yeah.
and then we moved to PG County, and then we moved to Southeast. So excuse me, DMV area.
You're talking about the hood, not the new Whole Food Southeast. No.
The hood. People were getting shot over there when I was growing up.
Okay. So, in terms of where I understand also when people like say this is the gay comedian Sampson, I understand also because you have to put a voice, right? To put a voice in the community and for people not to be like, for people either people who are scared to come out or at least like, how is it like when someone do you get like, hey, just write, if you're gonna write an article about me, just say comedian Sampson, or you're like, okay, fine, you can say go comedian. So, and maybe let's go through this because you've been in the game for for 20 years now, right?
20,
Okay.
almost 22 years.
Okay, now let's do, even in the beginning when you started comedy, right? Did you have to hide, right? Like, oh, I'm not gonna jump on stage. So you jumped on stage like, yo, what's up, dude? We were watching football. Then you have to hide, like, that's 20 years ago. You gotta remember it was different from now.
It was different. I did that. But what in DC, there were a lot more gay clubs in DC at the time. Going to gay clubs, and so I remember one in particular is a circle called the Fireplace, and so every Monday across a comedy show, there was one of the most popular comedy shows in DC at this, and on the weekends here I am at the Fireplace, and then on Monday I'm hiding in the back of Soho Cafe with my hoodie on because scared somebody might see me, and because a lot of the guys who would be at that comedy show, and I couldn't get on stage. Well, I could, but I did talking about having sex with women and stuff like that, and so I started talking about being gay on stage.
So did people, sometime when you go on stage, sometime people like create this persona, right? As a gay comedian, do you think maybe your audience, were they thinking like, oh, that's his persona, he's not really gay, but just his persona, like, like, what I'm saying, right? People kind of create like, I'm talking about a countryman or whatever, and then did you the receiving from the audience, did you get good receiving, like the audience, were they accepting? Was it more like, like, maybe can you understand what I'm trying to say, right?
It was different. There was some audiences, some women I've always so some women would come up after the show and, oh, can I ask you a question? Are you really gay? And so I would tell them, no, I do it to meet women.
Yeah.
And so, and then of course I would have audiences that I would get in front of who didn't be hostile, but the great thing about being from a place like, and at the time that I was doing comedy, was things weren't as they were now, so you could express aggression. You could be aggressive with the audience. You could say, fuck y'all. I ain't the only one who suck dick. And, you start talking to an audience like that, affect you a lot more. And with black audiences, sometimes you got to talk to black audiences. General audiences, though, have always liked me because I'm very likable, and I'm really good at comedy. So, from the stuff that people have. Sometimes I've never really had a hard time. No matter what I was up there talking about.
Okay. Give me a second. I'm getting also take like the tech people just kind of give me some idea how to solve this problem. They want you to add something into to the uh, to the link that you have, but you're using your phone, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so probably this is not gonna it's not gonna work what they're trying to do anyway. Let's do. Here's the question for me. We've been friends or known each other for over 10 years. Out of this 10 years, uh, like you have wished me happy birthday, you'd be like, hey, happy birthday, Ed, or happy birthday, Edward. But you have never called me, oh, Edward, you look handsome. What's up with that?
You're not my type.
You're in shit, Sampson. You're in shit. But like you can at least like you can boast to your friends like you can't be like not being gay, but at least you can get like a compliment from your gay friend. Be like, oh man, you look handsome. Like you're just a header, man.
I guess.
I could have hooked you up with like Maxwell and like anyone that you know that is your type, man. Like as your friend, I'm like, you know what? And then
well, you know, he's you know, I've moved on.
you moved on. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Do you know what I'm waiting for, man? I'm waiting for you to get married so I can be on your wedding. But I know you're like I don't know when you're gonna settle down, man. You're like one of those. What is a music where like I'm not a player, I just crash a lot.
Oh, so
hmm when are you gonna?
you never know. I might be. You never know. I might be. I might be married with kids now.
I know, right? You're just a private person.
You never know.
That's a private person. All right. That's good. So let's do this also. I know you have a lot of friends in the industry, and I know like you had like your friends like Jesse Smollett. You guys talking? You talk? Are you guys doing a movie together? Putting a movie together? What's going on?
We did a movie together.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Are you in San Francisco now, right?
I'm in LA.
You moved to LA.
Mm-hmm.
You see, I'm way behind. When did you move to LA?
I've been in LA for 5 years.
That's why you act different now when I call you, man.
No,
you went Hollywood on me, man. You don't treat me the same like you used to.
no,
Like,
I'm but I'm not Hollywood.
okay, that's good. So what's it? Okay, let's do this. DC, San Francisco, Los Angeles. What is the difference? Like, what do you prefer? Like, what do you like more? Like, DC, San Francisco, Los Angeles, and what's the difference?
Living in Oakland, actually, when I was up in the San Francisco Bay Area, it's very, very much similar to DC in terms of its. I like LA, but LA is a place where you have to be very grounded here. I think, especially, because when you're interacting with people, you kind of know what you're getting from people.
Yeah.
There are people who, they want to be friends with you to see what, and I'm not interested in that. I'm interested in having friends who want to be around whether my career is on fire and you I prefer very organic connections. I'm not
Yeah,
a superficial person. LA can be a bit more superficial, and so you just have to learn.
So speaking of LA, right? So like now you're in the industry where you're not just doing comedy, you're directing movie, you're writing movies. And as you hear now, Atlanta is that's the new Hollywood, but for a lot of black people getting a lot of opportunity, right? Over there. So you have a lot of talent over there, but also access to 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 whatever is needed for you to. So, what do you think? Do you think there's a chance? Uh, do you think there's a chance that you might end up moving to Atlanta, or is they like just Los Angeles? That there's there's more
Um,
opportunity in Atlanta. Kind of will say, yeah, like
for
more
black
open doors.
for black people, I think the thing in 2022 is no matter where you are now, you can create opportunity wherever you are now. So I don't have any plans of moving there, but I do believe that I'll be doing some stuff there, but I don't see myself living there.
Moving to Atlanta.
Mm-mm.
Does this have to do with anything because one of your ex lived there?
Oh, nah,
I just went there.
not at all.
Yeah.
Atlanta is another place where I think people go and tomfoolery in Atlanta.
Yeah.
A lot of scam artists and whatnot, and everybody be lying. And for all that, you might as well just stay in LA.
Yeah, yeah. Like, are you doing any comedy? You did your comedy special, right? You have two comedy special, right?
I have
Hey, that's a lot. That's a lot. If you're forgetting how many comedy special you have. At this,
and I have 4 online. I have that bitch better be funny,
yeah,
which
which
was
you shot
the
in,
most
which you shot in DC at the,
that happened in DC.
yeah. Mhm.
That bitch better be funny. That was the most commercially popular.
Yeah.
Then I did one called The Shade of It All. I did another one, Church Boy. I did that one in 2020, which I was looking. Even though that bitch better be funny was commercially more popular, way better numbers than that bitch better be funny.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that until I looked at the numbers of
Wow.
that bitch better be funny. I 10 years after, so that's really good. And
That's fair.
I did Reverie TV that was in Times Square, and all right. So that's 4 of them that are online.
Wait, you did a special in New York also, right? You say?
Well, we shot it in Glendale,
Okay.
California, but they had it up in Times Square.
Oh man, that's awesome. So like playing there, right? Wow, that's awesome.
They had
That's
it up
big,
in
man.
Times Square.
That's big. Like you should be like, I'm a big deal, but by you being humble, you can say that. Look.
That's the worst thing you can do is get caught up in your own hype. The best thing you can
Yep.
do is just great work and stay consistent so that when people look at your resume,
Yep.
they can't say real deal.
Yep. That's awesome. Are you on tour now? Are you doing any like shows around, or you just kind of just focus on movies?
I'm still doing a show. I'm doing 2 shows this Sunday, November the 13th in Bellevue with Climax, the R&B group Climax. Co-headlining
Yeah.
the show with them.
So let's talk about you and Dan McClarkin.
No,
Have you run into Dan McClarkin? Like Danny how am I
Nope.
saying the name correctly? Danny McClurkley?
Yeah. No, I haven't. Thank God.
Danny's gonna spank you when he see. I mean, not spank you. No, like I'm saying, it's gonna whoop your behind.
Like it. He might like it more than I do.
I know.
Yeah.
You're like Sampson, I'm gonna spank you. Come here. That'd be
Like,
funny. Like,
come on, what
do you
you want to
think
use? The
that?
belt of your
You,
hand. Ask him what
yeah,
you want to use.
that's messed up. Do you think? You think maybe he's familiar with your work?
Of course he is.
He does.
Definitely.
He's somewhere. He's somewhere in the bathroom like this. Listen to you, watching your video. Oh,
There was a time when I was very, I'm talking about him, and I'm sure it got back to him.
yeah.
And the gospel artists that were being homophobic, and I called them out. But one of I did a YouTube video about her, and she had her video so that every time money from the revenues got sent to her.
Okay.
Which added that was smart. That was good.
You know the saying, like when they go high, when they go low, you go higher. So you're like, if they go low,
Yeah,
you really go to the bottom. You're like, no, no,
if they go low, you go to hell.
you go really to the bottom. Yeah, that's crazy. Let's talk about your favorite comedians. Like, let's say if you were to put a really good comedy show sold out, 5,000, 10,000 audience tour, pick two comedian that you would like to, and mix it, like do a male and a female. Who would you put for your perfect tour, and you think this would be a really good tour?
Well, that's hard. Many different comedians for different reasons. I have comedians who I think who I study. So
So
of course,
put
and
them
many
on
of
your list. Put them on your list. You'd be like, okay, if I was going on a tour, I will bring this, and that, and maybe they can, So even if they are headliner, let's do 3 headliners. Like you're gonna
I've
bring a
worked
big
with.
crowd.
I've worked with a lot of them already.
Yeah.
I used to tour with Paul Mooney.
Paul Mooney, yeah.
Paul Mooney makes me laugh every time I see anything he does because he's real raw. And we toured together, and I knew him for years. I also George Carlin.
No. I'm talking a
With
tour now. Don't start picking people who are dead. I'm talking about people
those are
who
the
are alive.
comedians that I like. If I could tour with a comedian now, who's going with Dave Chappelle? I actually do believe that. I'm definitely a great comedian, but I don't believe that I have a comedian. Even though I put on some great shows, I believe that if I was really with somebody where I could just focus on comedy and not have to focus on being funny, I think I would be even more phenomenal. Myself with like a Dave Chappelle and who else? Who else? I like Kevin Hart. I wouldn't
pick another, like a female. Mix it up. Monique.
that I like now
Ellen
is
DeGeneres.
no. I like Whoopi. I think Whoopi's a great comedian. And a lot of people
Is she still doing comedy? Yeah, last time I saw her poster, it was like Atlantic City. She was doing a show there. That was like a while back, like maybe like 4 or 5 years ago.
She still does, and
Mhm.
she's actually, a lot of people have forgotten, she's actually a really great
Oh
stand-up.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
I don't know if she cares to do all the traveling and stuff and being in the clubs. It's love for her to come back to the clubs.
Yeah,
Um, women think of women comedians. I like Nicole Byer. She's fun to watch. I like Jamel James.
hmm.
I love
Yeah,
Paris.
she's nice. Mhm.
Paris Sachet. Paris, that's the open for me.
Yeah,
And
she's doing good. She's in New York, right?
amazing.
Yeah,
Um, you know, work with.
okay, okay. Yeah,
I'm trying. Who else do I like this out there? I like Alicia Cooper.
nice.
Alicia.
Yeah,
Uh, like what's her name? I
who?
used to tour with Lunel.
Yeah, Renee. Oh yeah, she's awesome.
Lunel is hilarious.
She's awesome. With her crazy
Um,
behind, she's awesome. Yeah.
I like Dulce Sloan.
I see.
Dulce Sloan, Comedy Central and
Yeah,
stuff like that.
yeah.
Um, I'm
But
trying.
let's do this. Let's do this. I know we are running off the time too. I want to do a follow-up interview again. Like I have so much question that I want to ask, and hopefully also we got like some good audio and everything. And by that time you'll be feeling a little bit better. But listen, Sampson, I really appreciate for coming on the headliners. And this is awesome, man. It's an awesome conversation. And so, anyway, do you want to say something? Maybe how people can find you and maybe follow your tour and shows and everything.
Yeah, SampsonComedy.com. Just go to all the tour dates are there, and yeah, I get around. And next year I'll be very heavy. I'm always doing shows, and you got to get them tickets really fast. So when you see
Yeah, yeah.
tickets on sale, get them because they sell
There,
out
there you go.
really fast.
There you go fast. Yeah,
We might be doing two shows, and we may add a third or something sometimes, but too many. I like to just knock them out, knock them out, and get on to the next city or get back home.
I,
Get
I remember.
to it.
Yeah, I remember we were supposed to do a show in Miami. We end up canceling it, but we're gonna do some show one day. Like do some show. I still
Okay.
want to do some show with you, man. So, but anyway, thank you so much again for coming on the headliners. I really appreciate for your time, man. Just give me a second, right?